Hello and welcome back to episode 2 of Spark Conversations. Night on Friday, we talked about John 15, and we're going to ask a couple more questions about pruning and a little more into it in a literal sense and a figurative sense.
So according to Merriam-Webster's dictionary, the definition of prune in the verb context is to cut off or cut back parts of for the better shape or more fruitful growth.
So tonight we talked about pruning, and I have a question for you guys. What does it look like in your life?
In my life, pruning is kind of in the Bible sense is where God just takes the bad stuff out of your life. For example, is one thing that I used to do a lot is lie a lot. I used to lie about what I'm doing, who I'm hanging out with, and all these weird things that were not really of grave importance.
So has there been something pruned out of your life that you would say you thought was a positive, but actually turned out to be negative instead? And if so, what?
A good example for me is social media. I try to stay off social media, and a lot of people think nowadays that that's a good thing to have and need to have, and I try to stay away from it. There's a lot of negativity and just things that I don't agree with about it. So I guess that's a good thing that I got rid of.
Do you think that social media as a whole is a bad thing, though?
It can be both good and bad. I think there is a lot of good and bad out there for sure, but personally in my life, I find it super distracting and super I don't know, it's not something in my life that I need or kind of want, so.
Fair enough. So I have a question for both of you. You guys definitely social media heavy. What was the way that you felt like you were able to eliminate social media out of your guys' life?
Delete it altogether.
And obviously, I'm assuming both of you guys, and I do too, use it for quite a bit of time. What do you fill that time with now?
I actually started reading books now, and I just
Improvements.
I have come a long way. I am reading books now. I'm actually really close to finishing a story that's kind of intriguing.
Okay, what about you, Josh? What did you fill that time with?
This may sound like the churchiest answer ever, but I did fill my time, some of that time with more Bible reading and personal devotions type things, because I felt like I needed to have that more in my life at that point because it was kind of lacking quite a bit.
Personally, for me, I know I haven't cut social media out of my life. I don't think to the degree both of these have. It's definitely something God's working on, and something I need to personally work on a lot as well, because it can be a good way of getting news, sometimes false news, but news nonetheless. But it can I don't try to let it have power in my life, because like everything in life, it only has as much power as you give it, and that's something I will always live by, and something I want to keep under control. Okay.
So, how would you respond to God taking something out of your life, like social media or lying or something like that? How would you respond to what God's doing?
Well, for me, there's always that sense of when God points something out to me that needs to be removed from my life or limited quite a bit. There's always that sense of me is dang it, I didn't want that to happen. but I know that it's from God a lot of the times, so when I have that sense, it kind of gives me a okay in my heart, yeah, this is what needs to happen.
The way I always try to respond in pretty much all of the situations, whether it's good or bad or just strange, is to give thanks to God. To no matter what the situation is, be like, God, thank you, and knowing and believing that there's a purpose for this situation that I'm in, that I'm going through, and for something that's removing in my life.
So, it's being patient.
Well, being patient and trusting God through the faith that He has given me, and just knowing that no matter what's going to happen in the future, in the coming days, whether it's be days, hours, weeks, months, years, right, to just wait and watch and listen to God, and definitely always pray about it and give thanks. And
have you ever second guessed? Because talking a lot about being patient, and maybe it's months, years, obviously years into the future, at least for me, I would find it hard. Just be did I misinterpret what God wanted me to do? Do you ever have those thoughts or feelings?
Oh, I definitely misinterpret what God ever wanted me to do sometimes. for example, when I got sick with my heart this year and I couldn't do anything, I was yo, this is not cool. Like, why am I doing this? And I just couldn't figure out why I would be sick. But now I started to realize that it's brought me closer to God. It has brought me more motivated to be a youth leader.
How has it brought you closer to God?
I had a lot of time on my hands because I couldn't work. I couldn't do anything. And so I started to feel more that I really should, and I felt God nudging me to read and to pray and make that relationship again. And so that's what I started doing, and it works. It's really cool.
Question for you. How would you respond to if God kind of just gave you a sense that you needed to cut something off that you like really liked in your life, like something that was a big part of your life, and God is like, hey, maybe you should cut down on this? How would you respond to that?
I love basketball, if you didn't know. Probably assumed because I'm tall, but if God took something like basketball in my life, I have no clue how to respond. It would kind of tear me apart a little bit because it's something I do. It's a huge stress relief for me. It's just, I get angry, I get anxiety, I go grab a basketball and I go to a court that's not too far from my house and I just go shoot for a little bit, get my mind off of things, come back in a different tone.
We decided to have a little bit of fun with this kind of idea and thought. So we decided, hey, let's eat some fruit. We decided the best citrus was a lemon. So with this little challenge that we're doing, to start kind of breaking some ground rules down. So both contenders will have their hands on the table, and then the goal for them to come out on top and to make it to the next round, the winning bracket versus the loser's bracket, is they need to completely peel the lemon, consume everything of the lemon, and then prove to me, and maybe show the camera as well, that their mouth is empty and they contain no more lemon in their mouth or anywhere. And then good luck. Oh, it's getting serious. So in the right hand, my right hand, of course, is Ryan Bend, our youth pastor. On the my left-hand side is PJ Kelm. He is not from this country. So, you guys ready? Too bad. 3, 2, 1, go. Oh, dirty play off from the start. Ooh, did he clear it? I need to see it. PJ cleared just in time. So after some serious sanitizing and cleaning up the disaster that Ryan and PJ made. For the next two contenders, so on my left-hand side, we have Josh M. And then on my right-hand side is my little brother, Josiah. All I'm going to say is good luck. And you'll be starting in 3, 2, 1, go. They're both getting close, but I think Josh has got the win unless Josiah can clear it. And show the camera, please. We got a winner here. Josh has won. Congratulations, gentlemen. You made it through. I don't know to be impressed or kind of disturbed on how fast you both ate a lemon, but besides the point. So for this next challenge, we're continuing on the fruit theme. So as you might be able to see, both in front of Josh and PJ is half a watermelon. So in this round, instead of completing your half of the watermelon, we're going to just see how fast you can eat your half in a minute. So just some ground rules, as you both are already. Hands on the table, in the corners. So the only usages of your hands are to use the spoon or hold the watermelon. Any additional is a violation, and I will deduct points. And 3, 2, 1, go. Cleared. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hands down, hands down, hands down. It's come to a unanimous decision from the only judge here. And the winner is PJ. So after another thorough cleaning, because wow, watermelon is messy. Should have known that already, but it doesn't matter. So as you guys already know, these two did not win their challenges. So instead of giving them a nice and joyful watermelon, we decided, hey, let's give them an onion, because everybody remembers the book Holes and how Zero survived off of onions. We just wanted them to relive this experience from a possible childhood memory. So the challenge with this is whoever can eat the onion the fastest, again, clearing it out of their mouths to show that they completely cleared it, not only to me, but also to you guys. So in 3, 2, 1, go. I don't make this stuff up. Both are grimacing hard. I think Josiah cleared. Josiah cleared.
All right, guys. As you know, we've recently put out a question box with the point of you guys asking us questions, tough questions, life questions, everything that you want help with, and we'll do our best to answer them. And so we got 3 questions that came in tonight, so we're going to go through these real quick. Elias, read us question number 1.
First, I have to say your guys' questions are definitely outside the box, to say the least, but
they did make it into the box.
Oh, they sure
important.
did, and I'm glad that there are some in there. But the first one, why do we have a question box? Very good question. If you listen to our first episode, we kind of did it, as Ryan was stating, kind of a way that you can interact with us, maybe give us tips or ways that you'd like to see us change how we're doing all these video podcasts, and even just answering deeper life questions to the best of our knowledge.
Next question is, where is the question box? And that is a great question. It's right out there.
I'm just more impressed that you found the question box with this question.
This is amazing. Deep. Now, this question is actually, I think it's a little more of a legit question, so I think we should deal with this one. I actually don't know if you're going to be able to help with this one as much because of your personal life choices, but the question is, why is the Xbox logo a circle? And I'll hit it from my end, and you can tell me what you feel. The actual fact is it's not really a circle. There's a giant X. That's why it's called the Xbox. And it would make sense if it was like an X in a square. I don't even know how I feel about life anymore.
Well, it's hard to say for my opinion. I'm a PS4 guy. We'll support it all the way.
We
I
can
did
pray
have a
for him.
360. Did have a 360 when it was popular. I kind of jumped between the popular ones at the time. I've always been confused why they call it the Xbox when it's literally just an X through a circle almost.
So with that said, those are our questions for tonight. Hope you enjoyed our answers.
Thanks for joining us on episode 2 of Spark Conversations. Hope to see you back next week. We'll have another episode. And don't forget, come to youth on Fridays. Not this next Friday. Everyone's gone. We do have a question box outside. Put questions in. Don't need to put a name attached. So it can be deep questions or just simple little questions you might have on your mind. So thanks for coming.